Thank you. Welcome to my small farm, and this is around Njoro area. And my name's Bolivas Sadalla. Basically, I'm a farmer. I do farming, and I've just concentrated with a greenhouse, which I put some product there, which is basically the main thing I'm concentrating now is a capsicum, apart from other small farming. Today I'm going to take you around the farm and see exactly what I've been doing, and for the last 6-7 months, from the day one until today is around 6-7 months, and I'll show you around what I've been doing, the activities, the management of the farm, and what it entails all about this farming activity here in my farm. Welcome. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so you have to walk in, and then you have to close the door because of the pests and other things. Okay, starting as like, if I can give my background history about farming. It's around 6-7 months now from the day I started the farming idea, because basically I sat down, I and myself, and asked myself, what am I supposed to do? And since I had an idea, I've worked in a big, large scale farming. So I decided now to squeeze myself and work on a small scale and see how I can do it. And 7 months ago, I decided now the land is there. It's now me to think what next. I decided now I want to venture into an agribusiness. And the agribusiness idea I came up with after doing my own survey, my research from other farming, field days with other farmers, online research. So it came with a list of different horticulture, that is including of capsicum, tomato, butternut, watermelon, and all this has different challenges. Space is another thing. And out of this all, I decided now I'll settle with capsicum. And after settling with capsicum, I work out my budget. And since I own the land, the advantage thing is that I own the land. I am not leasing the land. That's one of the advantage things. 2, I worked on capital, looked back at my savings, and I worked out the figures there. I found that I have some figures that I can put into farming. So that's another thing, I worked on capital. So, and now when I settle on capsicum, I came up with a list of things that might be a challenge. How long will it take? What are the challenges? What is the capital for me to run this? What is the market? What are the management? What is the labor force for me to do this? So I worked out and I found that let me settle with capsicum so that at least I can see how much I can manage, because I went around for the market and I found there's a huge market for the capsicum. And it's a continuous idea. It's a continuous product that in the market, there's a huge market for it. So I said, okay, let me now settle with the capsicum for today. And then next one, I'll now maybe settle for another one. Yeah, that's how I came with all this idea about the farming thing. Constructing a greenhouse is a bit expensive, but looking around, these are locally available materials compared to the other one, which is a modern one with a steel one. So I settled with the locally available materials. The reason why I did that was to cut the cost, because of course it's very expensive setting up this idea. So the reason for that was to cut the cost. 2, that's according to my budget. And working on the figure, exactly if you set up such a greenhouse, because if you look at my greenhouse, it's a double greenhouse. This one might set up almost 200,000 just setting up a greenhouse, because the cover is expensive, plus these are the materials, plus the labor and other things. So I can work on only setting up the greenhouse, maybe 250,000. And then now you come up and work on ideas about the seedlings. Where do you get the seedlings? How much will it cost you? The fertilizer and all these things. So it added up to maybe 300,000 around there. Agriculture, I can say background is just school. That is basic. That's primary and high school. And after that, I did a different profession. the same profession which I did in college, university. That's what led me now to work in the agriculture field. And when I went to work with the agriculture field, I worked in a large-scale farming. So, which pushed me now to where I am today, because I had a good background or a good management in the large scale farming. One, looking at our economy today, and looking at the job industry and the economy and the country at large, the country depends on agriculture. That is like a backbone economy of our country. So every single day, people talk about agriculture. And to me, having a background, at least an experience working in a large-scale farming, the reason why pushed me to this, I decided that at least I have an experience in large-scale farming. Why don't I push myself to a smaller thing and I work on it? And that's how I find myself having the interest and the passion now to go back to agriculture, and that's where I am today. Sure, I have one, looking at the greenhouse. The modern world now, everyone is moving to the greenhouse. Two, the world is moving. You know, the world is now like it's like a village. So the technology is moving the world. So having using the greenhouse, having my phone in my hand, my phone will help me to access to social media, where I join the groups and at least I get more information. Three, for me to communicate with my agronomist, the agrovet, the clients. My phone is just like one button. Yeah, so technology helps me to get in touch with my agronomist, where I buy my chemicals, and get in touch with my guy in the farm who is here 24/7 for me. The same thing with my market, the clients that I'm dealing with. So that's how I'm embracing technology. Two, using the drip lines today, it helped me cost a lot of money, because using the drip lines helped me to use a very minimal water compared to the open field. So that's another way of technology that I'm using today. Three, looking around the sprayer. You know, there's an old sprayer pump. I'm using the latest pump, which saves me time with it. So every single day is part of technology that I'm embracing, and I work and I'm looking for more ideas about technology every single day. Agribusiness or any farming, to me, it's not a walk in the park. Many people look at the farming, they only see the end results. That the end results means when you're harvesting or when you're in the market. That's the whole idea is that when people talk about the farming, they only talk farming at the end results. But looking back, where have I started? What is the day one that when I started looking for the seedlings? So a lot of work in the farm is from day one, when I got the seedlings, when I planted the seedlings. So that is where the intense time starts with me, because I have to monitor the seedlings that I've put on the ground. How long will it take? What are the chemicals required? What are the challenges about the pest? What are the challenges about the diseases and other things? So to me, that is the area that surrounds a lot of work when it comes to farming, because you're monitoring and waiting and hoping that by the certain month, maybe two, like a capsicum takes 2 months, 2.5 months, at least you can see the results of what you've done. So that is basically the area that's a lot of work for me. For sure, if you take things casually and you feel that you're just doing it like a telephone manual. Okay, I can say maybe using just a telephone. You're in Nairobi, there's a guy in the farm, you only call in the morning, what are the things going on there? You're not in the farm. So the most important thing when you're working on the farm, when you want to start farming, the most important thing, it's one, you as a person, do you have time? You need to create time to be in the farm. Just don't use someone or hire someone because you have money. You can pay or you can do anything. But the most important thing, be in the farm, be there, look at all the challenges so that by the time you're in the market, you are taking your product to the market, you enjoy the sweat of what you've been doing there. There are lists of pests that it comes with time. When you find end of your tip, sometimes it's getting dry. So that's kind of a disease which is coming up. Turning down, looking at the leaves like this, and you find it crawling from the end tip. Basically, you need to turn it upside down and look if there's any thrips around here. This is a kind of a pest that might be investing. Also, when you have the fruits, you'll have the challenge of cutworm coming in. So you'll only basically look around at the fruit and you'll think and you might think it's healthy. But if you look it keenly, the cutworm might come in and start spoiling the fruit from inside. And that, if you don't look well, you'll find yourself having been invested by the cutworm. My future plan is to see myself do something bigger more than this. This is just a start. And having a passion, having an idea, looking at the market out there. The market is big. So if I can do this, and I have the market for this product for the next 6 months, because I harvest every week for the next 6 months. So looking at the capital that I've invested here, looking back at how much I'll get out of this, it pushes me and it gives me that desire that I can do something better. So my plan is to venture into different agribusiness ideas, at least having maybe 3, 4, 5 products. The reason I'm saying so to have different products is that there's a market trend. And looking at the market trend, today you'll find the product like Capsicum, you'll be selling at a good price. Tomorrow, you talk about the tomatoes. Looking at the tomatoes, maybe tomorrow tomato fetching good price. So tomorrow you can go around and look at the mushroom fetching another different price. So my idea is to have a different set of products in the farm at the same time. When I go to the market, at least I can have different varieties and I can beat the market with different seasons. Yes, so that's my plan. Yeah. Hopefully that's my idea in future. So it might take time, but that is the whole idea I have. Although I need a lot of time to go to that position, because as we talk now, our local market, we have 47 million Kenyans. Every day, out of this 47 million, every single day, if not 1, 2 or 3 meals in a day, at least out of these 47 millions, they have to put a meal on the table by the end of the day. So looking at the market, looking at our local market, at least we have enough market before we go to the export market here. Not directly, but to me, I can say the government should support farmers, because we cannot talk about agriculture as a backbone economy of the country, while the government that we pay tax to does not support farmers. One, to me, I will say, and I will urge either the county government or the national government, starting with the county government, to be very close to the farmers. Because today, I'll be here. I've spent this is my around almost 100 days in the farm from the day I planted this crop. There's someone there who's a broker waiting, has not done anything. I've been here for 90 days waiting for my product to come out. Tomorrow is there standing, is in the middleman between me and the market. So he's getting more money than me. But advice that I can give, if I can give a chance to maybe to talk with the county government or the national government, how to help farmers, if they can have a registered organization, that personally I take my product directly to that organization, let's say like county government, all the registered small and large scale farmers in maybe Nakuru County to be registered. And then I take my produce directly to them. And then now for them, they just sell directly market, so that I don't have time to wait. So I have like direct market for my own products. So it's not easy. It's not easy for farmers, but at least with time, maybe the government will help us. Yes. Yes. Basically, it should be not really to enforce to really push, because at least you have different careers. Because everyone has different careers, everyone has different passion. But for those who have interest, for those who have passion in agriculture, at least they should have come up with a good system to help whoever is interested to go into farming, not to have the hard time. Because the reason today, we have enough land in Kenya. Let me talk about Nakuru County. If you go around here, you'll see 100,000 acres not being used. Maybe you just see maybe a plain land, someone with having land, just say Busta have a big land, but calculating how much is doing in that farm is a very minimal percentage. So if the government could have worked out for those who are interested into agriculture, one, they should not end up using a lot of their capital to go into farming, because farming is intense. One, it's a risk, because maybe you look for loan, maybe you look for your savings, come in here, I calculated all this amount of money, put in the farm here, and hoping to get the returns. By the time my products are ready, like now these ones here, and then I go to the market, and I can't find any market. So by the end of the day, I'll end up losing maybe 100,000, and maybe this is from my own savings. Maybe I've saved for 2, 3, 5 years. Maybe it's a loan from somewhere. So the morale of now me going to farming for the next step, I'll not have that idea. I have the labor, which is by myself. I have the land, which is there. I can get the capital. But the challenge is, where is the market? So the main problem of the farmer is the market. Okay, so my day takes, it's a bit tiresome sometimes. And my first priority when I wake up, the first thing, I spare some time, at least to rush to the farm. Exactly. That's the first thing most of the time I do in the morning. Rush in the farm, come and meet my guy here. If he hasn't called me or he has called me, I have to be here. The first thing, I walk to the greenhouse. Even if he has done like a scouting, I have to recheck again. And I compare my notes with him. So have you found any challenge? So that if I find any challenge and he hasn't found any challenge, at least we come back and say, okay, fine, maybe you were, when you are doing your scouting, you didn't do it well. So myself, I've found this. What have you found? So that we can compare the notes. And then for me, if I find something that he hasn't seen, tomorrow he'll be very keen to check what I've done. So that's how we help each other. And then from there, after farming, I spend 2-3 hours in the farm. Back to the office, I do other activities by the end of the day. But at least out of 7 days in a week, if I miss the farm, maybe 2 days in a week. The idea itself, it's a risk in you. Reason being, having capital, which may be savings, or you look a loan, you've set aside a loan here, or my saving here, and you sit down by yourself and have a meeting by yourself and say, now I want to venture into business. I want to venture into agriculture. So, this is a saving that you put. So you're putting idea of this saving to transfer it to another risk and wish to have the risk to get the returns. So to me, everything is a risk here. And the risk depends with you now. When you're ready to face the risk, face it fully and understand the challenges, understand the background, have the idea of what you want to do, so that you try to minimize the risk that you're ready to engage into. So try to minimize and feel that I'm working on this. Am I happy? Am I okay? Am I going to push myself to the point that I get the returns of the risk money, of the resources that I want to push here? So don't do it because people are doing it. Don't do it because you've seen your friend is successful. Don't do it because you've seen me in the market fetching money. But ask yourself, do I have time? Do I have passion? Am I ready? You see? Am I ready to face all the challenges? So those are the areas that you need to put in, you need to calculate in before going to any business, before any idea. And by the end of the day, if you find yourself, you have time, if you are ready, you're ready to engage yourself, that's the time now you sit down and say, yes, I'm ready. How many months? Capsicum takes 2.5 months to 3 months. So do you have time for the 2.5 months? Because I can say I want to do capsicum, and then after 1.5 months, I want to go to Nairobi for 2 weeks. After 1.5 months, I want to go to Mombasa. So you'll not have that time. First, look for the time. By the end of the day, if you're serious, if you have time, you're dedicated, you have passion, you will not fail. Patience is the main thing. And for the youth, if I talk I'm a youth too. And we are in a situation whereby people are only talking about white collar stuff, white collar job. These are white collar job today. Because if I talk about white collar job, agriculture is a white collar job. It employs 70% of the people working directly or indirectly with agriculture. Because today, if we don't plant, any chemical company in this country will not survive. That's one. Two, if we don't work, any transport industry in this country will fail. Three, anyone working either in any of these companies that produce or end up using the end product to produce another product, they are being employed either directly or indirectly with the farming. So looking at 60 to 70% of the companies that are engaged directly or indirectly with agriculture is a big percentage. So to me, don't look at the other side. So what is the source of these other people? So if you want tomorrow to work in one of the bigger company working in industry, or maybe food industry, the big hotels in this town, they all depend in agriculture, because any hotel in this town, any outlet of the market in this town depends with agriculture. Any chemical company depends with agriculture. So the government depends with agriculture. So 70%, 60 to 70%, they all depend with agriculture indirectly or directly. When you start your own company, it will need your time. By talking about this needing your time, it needs your own dedication, your own time, and the whole idea to implement to the end results is not easy. So the same thing to agriculture. So moving to the idea of any kind of business, either a small business, either farming or anything, just need patience, time, dedication, and you yourself as a person. Looking into business, maybe I read a lot of articles. I read a lot of many people are successful in their locally, internationally, and others people maybe I know it directly or indirectly. So I end up now looking at myself. I have no difference between me and them. So I look at myself and I say, I am here today. Someone tomorrow will talk. If I had a chance to be like you, I could have done this. I'm doing this today. I want to do more tomorrow, so that tomorrow, when I look at myself, I have a story, I have a history. I can write it down. I can write pages to say, I started with this, I'm here today, and I'll be there tomorrow. So I look at myself, after myself, yes. Oh, my idea to anyone who's ready, ask yourself, are you ready to take a risk? That's the first question. Don't look at the success. Most importantly, look at the risk, look at the challenges, and the time. So, to anyone who is ready, sit down. Don't do it because other people are doing it. Don't do it because you got maybe a sport pesa thing money. Don't do it because maybe you inherited money from your family. Don't do it because you can access money from the loan. Those ones are directly capital that you can get it. But after that, do you have time? Do you have energy? Are you ready to face other challenges? Are you ready to face other people? Because you will not be the only one in the market. The market is competitive. And for you to be a competitor, you need to have that mind. You need to have that idea. You need to have that skills to be the best out of the best. So anytime, think about yourself. Don't look at the other person. Ask yourself, I want to be the best out of this, so that I can give someone another challenge to be better than me tomorrow. Yes. My favorite business quote should be, failing to plan is planning to fail. Because if you fail to plan today, you just do things because you're doing it, that's 100%, you have no chance of succeeding. So failing to plan is planning to fail. So one thing, sit down, plan, so that after planning, after putting out the idea of your planning, one thing, planning, after planning, implement, after implementing, control, after controlling, evaluate. By the end of that, you'll get the results after it. So on this side ya greenhouse, pia nimeongeza managu, at least as a way to add my income. So basically at least some few meters all along. And the other side, I have managu. This side, I have, if you see along the greenhouse, at least I have 3 rows of spring onions. So I end up using these spring onions at least to help me, one, to control the pests. Because I think the good thing is that with the spring onions, they're not good with the flies, like white flies don't like spring onions. So I've used it around the greenhouse to help me control. That's one of the things. And two, of course, I'll earn some money out of it by the end of the day. So that's a good thing about it. Yes. Good. So on the other side of greenhouse, at least I have extra space that I've tried to utilize it with spinach. So this is part of income for me. And at least it's ready, because at least I have ready market for it. So